In this video, I'm going to show you some updates that I've done on the Fastback since the last video. It's getting close to winter time here and I don't have a place to work on it inside, so I'm trying to get as much done as possible before the snow flies. So I'll just show you a little bit of everything that I've done. And today I'm going to do an oil change. I'm going to use some driven oil because this car has a rebuilt motor that doesn't leak oil like crazy like the rest of my VWs, so I'm going to try some of the good stuff in there to see how it works. Let's start off with the front here. I had to rebuild the calipers because they were sticking, and I replaced the lines with some DOT stainless steel braided lines from CB Performance because the other ones were all plugged up. You can see how clean it is underneath here. Pretty nice considering this car came out of New Jersey. I don't know where it was before that. Here I've got the stainless steel braided lines in the back again. One thing of note is if you have an automatic, the CB Performance kit has one line that is too short. So I'm going to have to find a different line for there, but for now I've just got it zip tied up there. And then I welded up an exhaust for it. I won't get too close because the welds are pretty ugly, but they don't leak, so that's what's important. And then I added a O2 sensor bung in there so I can put in a wideband and do a little more tuning at some point. I also threw on a set of these Riviera wheels that I had laying around just to see how they'd look on here. They look pretty nice, but I'm not sure if I'll keep them. We'll see. Time to change the oil. It's nice to have a lift with one of these lip drains because I used to have to crawl under the car and change over the drain pan, but I'm getting too old for that. Well, this isn't going to be doing me any good. This has got a later style drain pan without the drain plug in it. I guess they say that's better because then you don't forget to clean the screen. sure is a lot messier though. Before I put in the fresh oil, I'm going to swap out the dipstick tube because this one's held together with electrical tape. I swapped out a bunch of the vacuum lines because they're kind of hard and crusty. So I changed everything out so we're all fresh there. The other thing I had to do is, while I'm in the middle of doing it, is swapping out the injectors again. If you remember from the first video, I had some Beck Arnley injectors that I put in there, but it was running way too rich because those were for a Porsche 2-liter. I thought I could get away with them because this is a 1776, so it would need to run slightly richer, but they were still way too rich. So I went through and found a set that kind of worked. I probably went through about 10 injectors to find 4 that were good, but these ones, the connectors don't fit in real tight, so they were loose, so I'd be driving along and it'd be running on 3 cylinders and then it'd start running smooth again, so it was kind of intermittent. So I got these standard injectors, which are the correct ones for a Type 3. They're pretty nice. They come with the fuel injection clamp even. So hopefully those will work. It was running pretty good, and I took it for a drive, and on the way home the generator light came on, shut the car off, and the light was still on. Pretty sure that's the problem. I swapped out the regulator with a spare I had, then I went to polarize the generator and let the smoke out of that one too, so I had to swap it out for a spare generator. Good thing I had one in stock. Just a little update on the interior. I installed some 944 seats, and I decided to use the original mounting base. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're short, because I had to cut about 1.5 inches out of there and weld it back together, and with all the compound curves it's not easy. As you can see, there's a slight height difference between the 2 seats because the other one is still on the stock height base. Then I switched over to some late model gauges just because I'm going for a little bit more of a sporty look, and the late model gauges look sportier. I also added a tack, the Stuart Warner tack. I believe it's a heavy duty NOS gauge that I found on eBay. It matches the stock gauges pretty good. And that's about it for all my updates. Maybe next video I'll do a driving video. We'll see if I can get her done before winter.